Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Shanti. So, what is our topic today? Don't be fooled, become full. So, it is April Fool Day, right? 1st of April. And what happens on this day? People play pranks, right? And then they practical pranks, and then one person usually is the person who's playing the prank, and the other one is usually who is, who gets fooled, right? And at the end, because it's a practical joke, everybody laughs and they have fun. But that's not what we are talking about today, right? We're talking about in life how we get fooled or how we get deceived, and how not to get deceived then, right? Everyone, 100% of us have an experience of getting deceived at some point in our lives. And we have tasted it, and it doesn't taste good, right? It gives sorrow, it gives pain. And so what are the things that, or what is there that we get fooled about? What are some things that we get deceived by? One is social media, right? Social media, we get deceived by what is shown over there, how things are advertised, and what they look like, right? That's a big one. Then what else? We get deceived by people. Very commonly, we get deceived by people because people will say something else and they will have a different intention, and then we don't realize it, or we don't know the truth, and we get deceived. And at that point, we incur a loss. And we also get deceived by some situations that they come in life, and we end up making wrong decisions or not knowing what to do in those situations, and then we get deceived. And sometimes we get deceived by time, and we'll go into it, and we can get deceived by our own behavior, which is through spirituality teaches us. We don't see that outside in the world, but spirituality teaches us how we how we get deceived through our own behavior, and we'll get into it. But first, talking about getting deceived by people. So why do people deceive others or cheat others? Yeah, we are no, but what is their intention? Why are people doing that? The ones who are cheating, or the ones who have a wrong intention, why are they doing it?
They want to something like prove.
Yes, they want to prove, and they want something. Basic is they're wanting something. So they, from, say, suppose somebody steals money from me, right, by wrong promises or something, showing wrong things to me. So they want to get money from me. And others, so they always have an intention that I have something that they want from me, and that's when they will come for deceiving me. So it could be either wealth, it could be maybe some sort of position I have where there is some sort of authority to provide somebody with something, and they will come with that intention that they can get or receive that. But also, if we look at it, if people come with a wrong intention to deceive, they will also pick on people who it's easier. They are easy praise. In other words, that something that I'm vulnerable, that people would be able to cheat, right? If I am easy to believe everybody, if I trust everyone, then it'll be easier for them. They will pick. They know exactly this person is easier prey, and let's catch them. And if, say, suppose I'm somebody that you come and you say something, okay, you are very nice, and I've heard you're generous, I've heard you have money, and I'm very poor, and I know that person will melt, as soon as I say I'm in need, and they will give me money, what will happen next time? If, say, suppose I give money, next time the news will spread or that person will come back, right? Because when I use this tool or use this method of showing that I'm really needy and this person, because I am being vulnerable by being generous and I'm not evaluating. And two, I'm also thinking that somewhere I'm thinking I'm able to help somebody, right? There's also a subtle, very subtle satisfaction to ego that I did this. I'm able to help. Otherwise, the ego says, oh, I'm not able to help. No, I have this thing. I can help, right? So in that sense, that vulnerability is within me that allows the other person to be able to do that. But overall, how can we become better at assessing other people or what their intention behind their words is? How can we assess it? You know, most when we get deceived, what happens? When we go back to that situation, we say, you know what? I had a feeling that there was something off, and I ignored it. You know, we might say that, or we might say, you know, everybody said that this is there. Why I wasn't able to see it? We even say that. So many people say, but we won't be able to see that until after, until after time has passed. Or we will say that I had no clue this was happening. I had no clue this could. So there could be various possibilities that when we get deceived, we might say, oh, this was coming. We might say, I didn't think of it. Or we might say, I had a gut feeling, but I was like, no, it's probably not possible. So somewhere or the other, we get that intuition or we get that feeling. And how to increase that feeling? What is there that I can increase that feeling, or I can feel someone's vibrations or feel someone's intention so I don't have to be deceived? Because that will be my protection, right? That will tell me. So when my feelings are clean, when my feelings are pure, then I pick up on other people's feelings. And that happens through a work. It's not like, oh, my feelings are pure, my feelings are clean, I always know. That is not how it, you have a question? Yes.
But then people call you judgmental.
Yes.
Like when you kind of have that feeling and you know exactly what's happening with it.
So that's why when your feelings are clean, you are not judging them. Your feelings are pure. Your feelings are clean. When I'm judging, my feelings are impure already. So I'm judging, oh, this person did this, or what. I'm not being skeptical here. I am picking on the vibration. I'm not judging the person. My feelings for the person is pure, but when in that feeling I have pure feelings for the other being, that is when I pick up the vibration.
So we know we are pure. Like we can tell, but then other people might see this. You are judgmental, like
That, okay.
It's tricky, but
Yeah, meaning like if our feelings are pure, others will not feel that. Because I'll tell you, if the feelings are pure, so say suppose, as an example we give, when we go near a child, right? The child doesn't have to prove himself or herself that I am pure. My feelings are clean. I smile with an innocence, right? The child doesn't have to prove that. It radiates that. People feel it. In a room full of all the people, we get attracted towards a child, right? So we don't have to prove. When our feelings are pure, we don't have to prove. But when the feelings are pure and we see others also with a pure conscience, then we are able to pick it. So and it comes with a practice. It's not like the more we try to do and the more we have meditation, sense of silence within, this intuition or this feeling increases. The ability to pick up on vibrations increases. So, there was a study they did in University of Nevada, and over there they had, there's this tool that they use with GDV, gas distribution visualization. So what they did in that is they visualized the electromagnetic field around the fingers of people. They had children and they had adolescents, they had adults, and they had certain Korean people that had this practice of spiritual healing of the body. And so so what they call it as an aura, right? So they studied that, they visualized it, and they saw, and what they saw was the aura of children was very big, and it would spread far. And they saw, and so was for those spiritual healers, but for adolescents and for adults it was less. And they also studied the chakras in that, and they saw that for adults it was the least open, they were closed, and so was for adolescents. They were studying this healing of the body, how the body responds, right? And for the these healers, that they had a practice which included like a combination of tai chi and something else, and they saw that their chakras, but the most open chakras were for children that weren't doing anything. Children are not doing meditation, children are not doing any sort of technique. And if we think that, okay, physically children's body is young and it can heal better, if we think, but that doesn't hold true, because adolescents are also young and aging hasn't happened for adolescents also. So why that similar thing is not shared by adolescents? And what is happening from being children to being an adolescent? What is changing from those two aspects? What is changing? So why there is a shift of aura? Why there is because there is a shift of feelings. The feelings for adolescents, they are in their teenage years, then their body changes, they perceive themselves as adults, and their identity, everything changes when people go through adolescence, right? So that's what was studied. So which tells that by whenever we have any kind of thoughts and feelings, it creates an aura around us. So when we enter a room, when someone is angry, we can clearly tell. They will say, I'm fine. Same words, same line, that when they're actually fine, but we can feel they're not fine, right? So what is that? Then we are picking up on it. And sometimes people say, if you want to know somebody, know their history. They're going to repeat it, right? So know someone's history. But that is not true, because even though we might be knowing someone's history, that history is very limited. We might be knowing only a few instances. We don't know the person completely. And a lot of times people do change. And yes, it will give us an idea, okay, I need to be more, I have to protect myself, but still I cannot rely on that information. There's so many stories, real stories, that people in prison. There was this one 16-year-old guy. He thought that he wanted to be rich, and he did many frauds. And eventually, he was caught, and he was put in prison. But because he was so young, initially they thought that to put him in prison forever, and then they said, okay, we'll let you go after 2 years. And he came out after 2 years. He did 4 masters in 4 subjects, and then he became a public speaker, and he, and so many professions, and with a good family of 4 children, and he did well in his life. He changed. He realized. So for somebody who would think, oh, this person has been to prison, this person has done so many, once a thief, once a liar, always a liar, all these are myths, kind of. We are putting a stamp. We are, for somebody, we're not allowing that person to be who they are, because this is where we put our own, and we do that for ourselves also. We do it for ourselves too. It's not just we are just like that for others. We will do that. I wasn't able to do it, so I won't be able to. So I'm not assessing myself truly, right? So for judging people, we need cleanliness of the feelings, right? For feelings, there's something deeper also, which is intention, the intent. Now, if 4 people do an action, 4 people at work, they have to create a letter maybe, right? And 4 people create that letter. One creates that letter that, oh, my boss told me I just have to create that letter. It's my time to go home. The other one created a letter that I want my work to be perfect, and I cannot take anything less than perfection. I have to make sure everything is correct. The third person did it out of love. Oh, I love writing letters, and let me write this. Oh, this is my passion, right? And the fourth person just did it. Okay, let me just do it. What do you think the outcome of all four people would be? It's the same letter, everything is like, the same task. What will the outcome be same? Action is same. Outcome is not going to be same. It will not be same. Why?
To have the intention,
Yes.
the focus and
Focus,
everything,
intent,
liking and everything.
liking, and with what feeling?
Everything.
Right. So exactly. So the intent behind an action decides the outcome. Right. So that is very important. And so in that sense also, when other people are coming for an action, the intent behind it, what the feeling which is very strong behind every action that we do. And then when we have a certain practice of having our feelings that are pure, our intentions that become pure while we do actions, then we are able to see that very clearly. And as a practice, when Raj Yoga teaches that to see everyone as a being of, the virtues, being of peace, being of love, and when we start to do that, even if there is something, some impurity that comes, it is very easily seen that it is overlying it. That's not who the person is. It is just overlying it. Person is under that influence. You can clearly see it that, oh, right now this person, and if the person is someone you know very closely, you will see that influence again and again, because it's some sort of habit that that person has. So you'll see, okay, if it's my child comes under this influence again and again. He gets hurt again and again. He gets this again. And so you can clearly see, but you're not judging. You will try to help because that's not who they are. Right? So that's how we can assess also. But when we assess, we also kind of protect ourselves by having that pure feelings. When we have that pure feelings, that protect us. And but we cannot respond with feelings. Right? We cannot, if we respond with feelings, then we will only go towards, oh, no, they are, or we'll always be on the softer side. And sometimes we have to take decisions, we have to stand for the right things, and that might require more power, and that might require something from outside that might not be so good, because we cannot do everything that everybody likes. We have to do what is right and not what is likable. Yeah, right, for others or
Actually applies to children.
children.
You
And
cannot go along with them, but
yes,
you need to, if they're feeling sad and about something, about some failure or something, you can't just get involved into their emotions and, so you have to.
for children and for everyone, for us too. Now, say suppose we are assessing situations, right? In situation, the first power that we need to assess any situation that comes in my life is power of detachment. And what that means is that I see the situation being detached from my feelings. So I am in that feeling, why this happened, why this person, oh my God, this person doing this again and again, why this is not right, and we hold on to this is not right, wrong is happening to me. I won't be able to see. I have to detach myself from the feelings. And the method of detachment is I come out that I am not in the scene, I am watching the scene like a movie in front of me. Right? And when I visualize that, okay, this person is doing this is happening, one is coming from here. And then I focus, once I see the whole scenario as a third person, I see what that person, which is me in that, what that person can do, so it changes the whole scene. Because ultimately, the power that I have is to change my actions, right? My feelings. So in that third person view, I see what that person needs to do to take care of yes.
So whenever the things are happening, they're happening so instant.
Instant, yes.
You don't have time to actually visualize anything. Boom.
So, but at that time also, we can just, at that time, remain detached at that time. Okay, I am still not in the feelings. Even go beyond the feelings and have a positive thought. Or sometimes, the more we have this practice, lot of decisions don't require right away. And the more we have this kind of practice, okay, because the major decisions will take some time. Major decisions in life will take some time. And the more I have this practice that, okay, I'm detached, Now what do I need to do? Because the similar problem will come again and again in my life. And I wonder why similar problem is coming. And this power gives me the ability to see what I need to do. It's whether I need to accept it, whether I need to take a stand, whether I need to be courageous, whether I just need to give support. What do I need to do in this situation? Which power, or I just need to be patient and sit tight? Because having patience also is we think of patience as no, it needs to be done right now. It's not happening. So nothing is happening. What do I do? What do I do? Maybe having patience is a thing. Just have patience, things will come. Right? So that also, so depending on what the situation requires and for all of that, the power that I need is the power to detach. And that power comes with meditation. We can try to do in practical, but when we combine it with meditation is when that deeper silence is we are able to have that even more. And sometimes, meditation is thought as, okay, for body it is exercise, and for mind it is body do half an hour of exercise, and for mind do 20 minutes, sit for 20 minutes for That's not what meditation does. Meditation has way more benefits than we think in terms of just making the mind powerful or quietening the mind or giving me clarity. These are very, very simple. Yeah, these are the effects, but meditation has much greater benefits. That it takes us into the vastness of the soul. It takes us into what we are. It takes us into our purpose, why we are here. It takes us into like what we can do, right? So there is a lot more that we have or that we learn or achieve or we get through meditation. So it's under, I would say, whatever we see on Google or whatever we have heard is so underrated for meditation. That's how much the benefits of meditation are. And then assessing time, right? Lot of times we think time, I have lot of time. Overconfidence, I can do it right away. And then what happens? The time comes and yeah, right. And because that's when we don't assess time right, we become a procrastinator. Okay, we can do it later. It's not a big deal. That's then we think that and time will give signals. Time does give signals. Okay, something is happening to the body. Maybe I need to go to the doctor. This is there. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. This is more important. Something else is more important. And then we don't realize. And they say everything has the right time and right place to do. So if the time we miss it, and then we cannot go back. For time, there is a very good method sometimes that's taught at Brahma Kumaris is that think of every moment as the last moment, right? And now one may think that, oh, it's very depressing, think of every moment as the last moment. But if you actually think of it and you actually try to do it, it is so good because you will, if every moment is the last moment, I will make the best out of it. Because what is us using, what is success in time is contentment, right? If I am content in a moment, I'm valuing time. If I am not content, that time is wasted. If my contentment lies in the future, this happens, then I'll be content. I'm being deceived by time. Because then I'll be content for a moment and something else will come. So for me to be not deceived by time, I need to be content. And what is the method to be content is, if I think it's if this is one of the tools that if I think it is my last moment or it's what would I do with it? Right? That's why people, there's such a big study that came out when they studied people in their last month when they were dying, and what they said, I wished I did this, I wished I did that. And now we have all that time. We could do whatever we wish for that I want to do in this life, so that I am not deceived by time. So when it's time, I'll be like, yes, I'm happy I did that. I'm glad I did that. Right? And also, not being, so these are certain things that when we look at it and when we are able to imbibe it with the power of meditation and with this understanding, and for taking decisions for life, right? Which power, or if I really don't know what to do, now I have detached myself, I know, okay, this is there, what I need to do in this situation. Sometimes just using one value in the right thing, in the right direction, using a value, maybe generosity is my value. Maybe my gut feeling says courage is my value, resilience is my value, patience is my value, being happy is my value, giving happiness is my value. Whatever value that I hold on to very closely, when I hold on to that value in the right way, it will lead me to the right direction, right? In situations also. Because that will, where deciding anything for situations is very big, because that decides my life, my destiny depends on it. So also we have some how we get deceived by ourselves, but that is, I'll just say it in a gist because of time, and that includes basically when we know we have a bad habit and we give an excuse to it. That if, for example, if I know that people are telling me that I need to stop doing it, because I'll get from everybody the same thing, you need to stop doing this is not good for you, this is not, and I would feel it this way too, but then I'll say, no, I need it at this time because it is giving me some sort of support, this habit, so I need to do it. I will think about it later. And that's deceiving. That holding on to as an excuse is deceiving and postponing it, which I'll never do. Right? So we'll carry on with the meditation and then we can take questions. Om Shanti. Sit back and relax. Now, try to visualize a shining star in the center of the forehead. I, the being of power, power is my innate quality. It allows me to assess my response to people and situations. I, the being, am separate from this body. I live in this body, the life of the body. But I, the being, am a different entity, and the body is different. Now, try to bring a scene in front of you on the screens of your mind, and try to see a situation of the recent past, a situation where I resisted. I did not like it. I wanted something else. Maybe I was angry or upset or even hurt. Or maybe I felt betrayed. Now see that scene like it's in a movie. It's happening like a scene in the movie, one after another. But I am not in it. I am separate from that scene. Now see the reactions of everyone in that scene. I am totally detached from the feelings from that scene. I can clearly see how I reacted, how I felt, and also how others felt. I can understand the scene and see where others are coming from and where I am coming from in that scene. And now, I, who's watching the movie, am separate from that scene. While being connected to the being, the higher being, the source of wisdom and power, I, the child who has inherited that wisdom and power, I see what needs to be done for that person who's me in that scene. Acceptance, and then what needs to be done. Acceptance of everyone's part and my part. And then I allow the energy of love to flow within me. This acceptance allows me to see people as they are. It allows me to see what influence they are under, that they are behaving this way. This power of detachment allows me to see things as they are. Now, come back to the center of the forehead. And let's have a positive attitude towards the self. I, the being of power, realize that I can choose my decisions. I can choose my thoughts. And by having pure thoughts, I create a positive and strong aura around me that protects me and others from negative emotions and feelings. By having positive feelings, not only can I see what others are under the influence of, I can also give them the power to be their original self, the being of peace and love that is the true nature of everyone. Yes, maybe currently their intention is different from their true nature, but is only an influence. And this understanding allows me to protect myself and then to be able to help them. I, the being of power, connect to my eternal parent by traveling inwards and then upwards. My eternal parent, who is most powerful, gives me unlimited strength and support that no one in this world can provide me with. This strength allows me to have trust in myself and to take decisions holding on through my true inner values, and then face the outcome with grace. I am a powerful being. And the rays of power from my eternal parent are falling upon me. And are stimulating this power and strength in the form of endurance and resilience within me, to be able to face challenges in my life. This power from my eternal parent makes me believe in myself, that in situations I could use this strength so that the situations seem smaller, lighter, almost like a game. I am a powerful being. I have clean feelings for myself and others. Pure intentions for myself and people around me. And this is my protection. No matter what, I choose to have pure feelings for everyone. Om Shanti. Any questions? You had a few questions before.
If they ask questions, can you just repeat them?
Okay, I will repeat them. Does anyone have any questions on Zoom? No one? No one on chat also, right? Okay. All right, so we'll close the session and we'll see
Thank
everyone
you.
next Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was very nice
Very interesting,
explanation.
Thank
very
you.
interesting session, sister. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Om
Thank
Shanti.
you, Om Shanti.